guys, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me shop my stash style. I've actually never done this type of video where kind of going through my makeup and going through like the old stuff in the back of the makeup cupboards and drawers and pulling out the things that you're like, hey, I used to love that. Do I love it anymore? And that was kind of the inspiration behind today's video, is kind of testing products that most of them I used to use all the time and used to love, and just kind of going through my existing makeup that I've had for a while. Obviously still that's good, that's still usable and safe to use, but like that I've had for a while and that, isn't brand new and isn't hot right now. And it's just about like using the old faves. A big reason I'm wanting to do this is, number one, just to change it up and to not always focus on the new. You might have a lot of these products already stashed in your collection as well, and you can kind of like go along with me. If you don't have these, then I encourage you guys to like do a good old shop my stash yourself, kind of get ready with me, dig through your cupboard, dig through your drawers. Also, that was it. I don't know what I just thought I was gonna say there. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is face, and we're gonna start with primer. This is one that I do still use, but I definitely don't use it like I used to. This was like the only primer I used for a long time. I have like probably 3 in my collection. This is definitely a favorite of mine. It's a bit of like a controversial product because everybody loved it for so long, but then now, because it is a silicone primer and a lot of people are veering off of the silicone train, it's definitely not as popular as it used to be. I'll be honest with you, I still use it and I do still like it. I'm not completely opposed to silicone. I know that for some people with severely oily skin, it can actually, in turn break down the foundation quicker. I understand that can happen to some people. I personally have never had that happen. Like, I'll wear this primer with my foundation and I don't think I've ever had that happen, at least that I can remember. I honestly have always loved this. Let me get to it and tell you what it is. This is the Porefessional by Benefit. It is the like OG smoothing face primer. It really is magical. I would just rub it in with my fingers. It completely minimizes and erases your pores, like fills them in. I just recommend, if you do have this and use it, or if you are interested in it, to not use too much. You want to make sure it doesn't feel too slippy and silicone-y, like it's still moving around, because that is when it will affect the foundation. I mean, I do have other primers that I think, are better for your skin and do more than just prep the face. Like, they also are good for your skin, and that's always good. But this is just magical. Like, I literally look majorly different. Okay, so next we're gonna go in with foundation, and I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Born This Way Absolute Perfection foundation. I believe they have kind of repackaged this. It looks a little bit different now. I believe so. I think it's the same formula. The new, it's like, I'll put a picture up here what it looks like now. I think it's the same as this one. I'm pretty sure that I used to love this. I just don't remember. I think it's the one that I used to like. So we're gonna find out today. Yeah, I think it's called Undetectable Medium to Full Coverage Foundation, because it's the Born This Way. So unless they've reformulated it, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think it's gonna be a little bit dark for me, so we're just gonna ignore that. I have like 101 different shades of foundation in my collection. So basically, yeah, this I think was the one that I loved. This is super lightweight and very natural on the skin. It has really good medium coverage in my opinion, although I didn't really do much of a second layer, so I probably could build it. And I'm really, really enjoying the way it's looking on the skin and sitting on the skin, and just overall really happy with it. It looks very smooth. So yeah, I'm excited to actually be reminded that this is the one I really like, and I'm definitely going to put this back at the front of my drawer and start using it again. So now I'm going to be going in with my MAC Studio Fix 24 Hour Smooth Wear Concealer. This was like my OG, another OG fave. I was a big, lately I'm like recording over here. Hey guys, welcome to my video today. How about I scooch on in? So basically, this was like pretty much the only concealer I used. Like I loved this concealer. So we're gonna try it out today. I forgot to mention that the shade that I had, the Born This Way foundation, was Porcelain. This is NW20. This concealer is supposed to be like full coverage, smoothing, you know, everything you want from concealer. What I do remember is that it can sometimes dry down a little bit fast. And I've had some like really bad experiences with concealer that does that. It's really completely ruined my day and my makeup. So I'm just really not gonna even chance it. I don't know if it was just like a one-time thing, but the last time I used it, like way back when, I just remember being like, do I like this? So today I was like, this is definitely going in because I used to love it, and I remember last time I didn't really love it. So we're gonna just see. I guess we'll find out because I'm leaving the other side on for like a minute or two. It would have been just like a fluky thing. Sometimes I probably went and ran upstairs and forgot to blend it in, and like it was on for 5 minutes. Probably was something like that. What I do know though, even just from right now, is that it's definitely really nice and like lightweight. It's smooth on the skin, but I do know that like now I'm into more full coverage concealers. So I feel like I just don't get the same coverage as like Tarte Shape Tape and like the Too Faced Born This Way concealer and like Pat McGrath. But if you're looking for a little bit more natural, a little bit more like not in your face intense coverage, this is a really beautiful like lightweight concealer, and it is pretty buildable. And I do know that it is good at covering up blemishes. Like I remember using it very frequently for that. So yeah, I definitely like the coverage that it added. I am reminded of why I liked it. Is it gonna like be a new favorite? Like, is it gonna go back into my favorites? Honestly, probably not. I feel like, again, just for what I personally enjoy right now, like Tarte Shape Tape I really like, and like the Too Faced, and there's so many different concealers I'm really enjoying right now. But I feel like I would actually reach for this more for like spot concealing rather than like, I think it's just the under eyes. It's also that it's not super brightening because the shade isn't super light. So that could also be what kind of throws me off. The next product is one that I feel like I can stop saying this because this is every product. Yes, this next product I used to love. We Get It, Caitlin. This is the whole point of the video. So the next product for powder is the Perfect Setting Powder by Cover FX. Yeah, this used to be a fave, so let's go ahead and see if it compares to my new faves. Okay, I don't remember if I really baked much with it. I didn't used to bake as much as I do now, way back when. Oh, I don't know if I'm loving it. It's kind of sinking into my lines there. It's maybe not the best baking powder. I'm not gonna really bake with it. I'm gonna just take a brush and just apply a bit all over the face. Yeah, like it's pretty lightweight, and it's actually like it's a decent setting powder. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I just don't think it's like really the best for baking because it's kind of a really finely milled, and it doesn't like stick together, so it kind of just all sits in my fine lines instead of like laying over top and kind of creating this smooth canvas. So what I recommend is if you're going to check this out, or if you already have it, just use like a small amount on a brush, especially under the eyes. But I mean, now that I have it all blended in, my under eyes maybe look a little bit like drier than normal, but in general, I have no complaints. Like my face looks really smooth. Now I'm gonna go in with a product that is just like major throwback vibes to me. Like when I first started this channel, this was like what I used solely for contour and highlight. And that is the Tardis Pro Glow palette. This is a face palette, and you will see this baby was loved. So I didn't really use this shade here, but I really liked to do powder contour. I was not into cream that much. Can you believe it? If you watch my channel, you'll know I use a lot of cream products these days. But I was not really into cream products when I started my channel, and like back when I did my makeup before I did my channel. And so this product right here, this Sculpt Powder Contour shade from the palette, was my fave. So we're gonna be using that today. And then I also really, really liked all of the highlight shades up here. My favorite, I remember, was Stunner, but I also used to just kind of swirl my brush in the top. So we're just gonna use those today. And then for blush, Nars Orgasm, guys. This was like my absolute favorite blush. The only one I used to use. I actually got this in a Sephora package as like a large sample size because my old one was like crumbled up. I had put alcohol in it to pack it back down, and it's like a sad product. There's barely any left, and I can't throw it out. So now I have this little one here, and we're gonna test that out again because I haven't used that in a long time. I haven't used both of these products in like probably at least 6 months, if not longer. Have to kind of get the size. There's nothing better than looking at something in your makeup collection and like, you've hit pan and it's like almost gone. You're like, that money that I spent there actually was useful. Because so many products in my collection, I don't know if I'll ever hit pan on, just because they're either not a favorite, or even if they are, I just have a lot of different options. So I love to see something that's actually hit pan. It's a good feeling. Except unless you like are still using it frequently, then you're like, no, I have to buy another one. So this is definitely still a beautiful contour shade, especially for my skin tone. It's pretty neutral. Like it's not super orange or warm. And it's just like a really nice formula. Like it blends really easily, it's effortless, and it's pigmented, so you don't have to sit there for 4 hours trying to build up your contour, but it's also not super like overly pigmented or ashy or orange. So yeah, I remember why I enjoyed these products. Stunning. I really love the contour, love the blush, and just like a beautiful color. And then that highlight is like just bam, bam, bam. And that was only the shade Stunner. That's why I liked that shade so much, because it was bam. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows. And I'll be honest with you, things haven't changed too much. I mean, yeah, now I do the feathery look from time to time, but I still love my Abh Dipbrow Pomade in the shade dark brown, and I probably will always love this, and this probably will always be my favorite. Yeah, we don't even need to talk about that one because I still love it and I will always love it, and it's the best ever. So the next product, we're gonna move on to eyes, and that's eye primer. The Lorac Behind the Scenes primer. I don't know if at the time, there was a time where this was the only one I had, because I know it was never really like huge, but I also just really enjoyed it. Like it was kind of like one of those like OG primers that It's like not super pigmented. It's just like a good primer that your eyeshadow sticks to. It prolongs the wear. It doesn't give you really much tint or coverage on the eyelid, but it just, there's not a whole lot to say about it. There's really nothing super special about it that I remember, but I just remember really enjoying it. Like I went through at least 1 or 2 of them. So the palette that I'm going to be using is Urban Decay Naked 2. This is like OG Central. And as you can see, like I hit pan, this shade was like my absolute favorite. It was such a stunning gold. And a big reason actually why I even wanted to do this video to begin with, but also a big reason why I chose this palette specifically is because I feel like with Naked palettes, like by Urban Decay, it's one of those brands where I'm like, I haven't really been impressed in a while. So I kind of want to see after using it today, do I still love it or was it just kind of the best at the time? Is it kind of, are the formulas still really good compared to the good formulas now? Or is this kind of old news? Do you know what I mean? So let's just find out. I'm just going to do like a little look with it. I'm not going to go too crazy. Okay, I'll be honest with you, I definitely think this is kind of not comparable to what I love now. And it's kind of sad because I haven't used it in so long that I still thought it was like a good OG palette. And like, don't get me wrong, like it's a nice look, but I feel like it's so faded looking compared to like my favorite, like some of my favorite palettes, like, and even some of my favorite like OG palettes like back when. I just don't think it compares. Like now I've tried Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath and like Huda Beauty, and I just really don't think it compares. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't, it does not really impress me like it used to. Now this does bring me back because this totally looks like my old looks. Like just like the brown crease with gold. That was like my OG look. So it's still fun to like go back, but I definitely wouldn't repurchase this. And if you don't already have it, like you're not missing out. It was a throwback thing, not really a now thing. Now I'm gonna go in with liner, and my Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper was one of the only ones I would use. Like even when I first started this channel, and I haven't used it in a long time. So let's go and see if it is as good as I used to think it was. It is so easy and quick to create really precise wings. I do still really like this. The only thing is it is not the most long wearing of all of my collection. Like I feel like this one is not waterproof, even though it's advertised to be. Like if I, especially in the winter when my eyes water, it will completely like wipe away my wing. If I'm not going to be in a situation where I have to worry about it, my eyes watering, I definitely would reuse this. The only other thing is that it does also sometimes bleed in my inner corners. So there's things about it that I definitely have other ones I would prefer, but this one, I miss the ease of this. I think I'm gonna continue to use this. and then just kind of maybe even set it down with some powder in the inner corners to ensure that it doesn't bleed, because it is a really nice liner. Oh, I missed that. That was like just like wings. This is bringing me back. Next one is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. This is still a really popular product, but I personally, it's kind of fallen off my faves list for a while now because I have so many mascaras that I love. So I kind of want to remind myself if this is, you know, see if this still is a favorite or if it's kind of not what I'm looking for anymore. Like, are my current favorites better? So number one, this one is almost out and it's a little bit dry. So to be fair, it probably would be better if I were to repurchase, but this is reminding me that it does create really nice volume and it does, you know, separate the lashes nicely, but it just doesn't lengthen my lashes as much as some of my other favorites. So this is actually a mascara, and I do have another one upstairs in like mini form. So I will reuse this. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a really nice mascara, but I personally like to use this as a layering mascara. So you apply a really nice and lengthening mascara, and then you apply this over top to add some really nice volume, and it's a beautiful effect. But on its own, it is nice and I would reuse it, but I feel like my lashes look really stubby. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have mascaras that like my lashes like just like pop up and it really makes them look super long. And that's just what I personally look for. So we have lips and then we're done. I'm gonna be using my MAC lip liner in Half Red. I don't really have a whole lot of lip liners that I remember super loving. MAC was definitely one of the only brands I used to use way back when. And this is a shade I used to love, but I actually didn't really wear a whole lot of lip liner in general. I didn't honestly even wear a whole lot of lipstick. Like, I would sometimes forget to put anything on my lips. I don't love the feel of it, but now that I actually record these videos and want to look super professional, I have definitely I use lipstick every time I do my makeup or some type of lip product to just give it that finishing touch. So I'm gonna go in and line. And my absolute favorite lipstick by MAC, which was one of the only brands I also used lipstick for quite a while, was the shade Plum Dandy. You can tell I actually, like, there's not very many lipsticks I've gotten close to using up. So good. It's a frost, so it has that nice like sheen to it. So pretty. I really, really like that. Last but not least, we're gonna spray with the Scandinavia Makeup Finishing Spray. I really, really like this. It's actually the brand that makes Urban Decay All Nighter. So it's said that it's supposed to be a very similar formula. And I've had really, really good experience with it. It's supposed to extend the wear and kind of give you a refreshed, like revived. Okay, so that's the finished look. I hope you guys had fun with this. I really did. I definitely want to continue to do these videos. And if you enjoyed, give me a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.